Going to the beach is one of my favorite things to do, especially in the summer. I mean, going in the winter is nice, but in the summer it's hot and you can go in the water and the sand is nice and warm and there's people everywhere and you can usually get nice soft serve ice cream and it's just, the beach is the bomb. So last summer I didn't go to the beach very often because I just had the baby and the baby was so wee and I was so not wee and it was, not exactly the most fun packing up all that stuff and bringing it to the beach. It was kind of chaos. Now I don't travel by myself. I bring my little bird friend and I forget that people aren't used to seeing a person in a bathing suit with an insulin pump clipped to their hip. And I'm normally pretty, subtle about it. I mean, I have the bathing suit top and the bottom, and then the infusion set is usually on the back of my hip, and the pump is clipped to the bottom of my bathing suit, and the tubing's kind of tucked in haphazardly, but it's pretty concealed, so it just looks like what it is. No big deal to me because I'm used to it, but other people are like, that lady loves her cell phone. I'm like, no, it's not that. And people stare, and sometimes I'm like, oh, why are they staring? What are they looking at? And then other times I'm like, it makes perfect sense why they're staring. They've never seen one of these before. Normally you don't see someone walking along the beach with their cell phone like attached to them. And this woman saw my daughter and I in the water, and we're like splashing around, and we're having a good time. And this woman's talking to her friend saying, oh my God, what is that? What is she thinking? Would you really sit there and tell someone, ew, what is that? That's so gross? Your only response can be, ew, you're rude. Why did you say that? It's an insulin pump? Get out of here. So we've got the woman who wants to rag on me for wearing the pump and thinks it's ew, gross. But then at the same time, I had a woman who was sitting behind me. She put her chair out. She put her blanket out. And she saw my pump clipped to my hip. And she said, oh, my niece has one of those. And how's that going for you? And it was like, yes, lady, you totally get it. It's a pump. You're not judging me and thinking I'm a freak. Sometimes I forget that not everybody has diabetes. I forget, I work a lot in the diabetes community and I have a lot of contact with people who have diabetes. So I feel very comforted by that bubble. I feel like I'm shielded by understanding. Everybody gets it. You really understand the meter and the pump and all the stuff that comes with living with diabetes. It's hard to step outside of that and realize that some people are totally not in the know. They have no idea. But it's not a requirement for everyone to understand the disease that I'm living with. It's a requirement for me to understand that disease. And this is not their normal. And I think that I'm really lucky to have that moment of surprise because I have the benefit of being surrounded by so many people who truly get it. Sometimes you don't want to have any questions asked, but in those moments where they are asked and you need to address them, it can be empowering because it's you giving yourself the opportunity to teach someone who doesn't know about diabetes a little bit about what your life is really like. Not that I want my pump stuck to my forehead and having everybody ask all these questions. So for what could have been an awkward day at the beach, thinking about you guys and knowing you get it helped make it just a day at the beach. Now, if you could do something about getting all the sand out of my car, that would be awesome.